Hey everyone, hope you're all doing well. Thank you so much for joining us at Hacks and Crafts this weekend. I am Aditya. I'm one of our coaches here at Major League Hacking, and I'm really happy to be here with all of you. I was just looking at the chat, and I think we've already got some buzz, which is amazing. Um, yeah. Hi, hi Dikshit. Hi Vishal. Hi Polar Void. Hello. Great to have you all here. Really happy about that. And yeah, while we still wait and see, wait for a few more folks to trickle in, I'd really love to know what you're all excited about this weekend. So if you want to share about that in the chat, that would be amazing. And in the meantime, I'm gonna get my slides ready up and quick. How does that sound? See more hello messages. Good to have people join in. That's awesome. So, oh wow, that's your first hackathon, which is amazing. That's awesome. Really happy to have you here. And I'm just gonna say, my first hackathon as a hacker was also one of these hosted by MLH hackathons. It used to be called the MLH Summer League back then. This was the middle of 2020, if I'm not wrong. So that's awesome. Yeah. Yes, I am. I am at a co-working space right now. So yeah, that's where I'm joining in from. Okay, I think we've got a few folks here, so I'm gonna bring my slides up now, which should be good. Just to clarify before I go further, I am audible clearly right now, right? If anyone could just mention that in the chat, that would be great. Okay, awesome. Thank you for that. All right, so once again, welcome to Hacks and Crafts 2. I am Aditya. I'm one of the coaches here at Major League Hacking. I'm currently joining in from Bangalore here in India. And just by the way, if anyone wants to ever talk about football, pizza, communities, feel free to ping me over at any point of time. Now, I do want to note that we from Major League Hacking will be active on our social media throughout the weekend. So if you want to have a look at any of our social media at any point of time, you can see the handles there. Feel free to follow us and stay active with us. Right now, you are at a hosted by MLH Hackathon, and these are hackathons we host every single weekend to ensure you always have an event to attend. So yeah, it's these are fabulous opportunities for you to join and hack, even if you can't find another hackathon to go to. If you want to just connect with our community members, with your fellow peers, with fellow learners, it's a great place to be at. And we are very excited to have you here. Now, each of our events have a theme, but now these themes I will note are primarily for inspiration. And in the scenario that you want to work on an idea outside of these themes as well, you are free to do so. That being said, it would be great to see some, hacks relevant to our theme, which is actually a really fun theme here, right? Also, before we move further ahead, in case you're joining in from North America or Europe, we do have another hackathon that will be starting shortly in a North America time zone friendly period. So if you are joining from those regions, keep an eye out for Hack Coming 2. The opening ceremony for that will be starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And we will be announcing that in the ML8 server as well. So go ahead and join in for that particular hackathon if you are joining in from one of these regions. And that being said, if you are from the Asia Pacific or the APAC region, welcome to Hacks and Crafts 2. Hacks and Crafts 2 is going to be all about building hacks that are art and craft themed. So, this is the perfect opportunity to get your creative minds running and come together and work on some amazing ideas right now. Starting at this moment, of course, we will have MLHers online at all hours throughout the weekend to make sure that you have a good weekend. You can come to us with anything, questions, concerns, doubts, or even if you just need someone to chill with, please feel free to ping us. The MLHers are going to be active this weekend are, of course, me. I'll be around. We will have Harshil joining in as well as Elena. So it's going to be an awesome weekend with all of us, right? Now, I do know I've been saying Major League Hacking for a little while. We've had this. coming up, MLHers, hosted by MLH Hackathons. And some of you who are new to the Major League Hacking community or new to hackathons in general might be wondering what this is as well, right? So, if I have to talk a little bit about Major League Hacking, we are the global hacker community, and it is our mission to empower hackers. We do so by supporting events, workshops, internship alternatives, and a lot more throughout the entire year. And just by joining this community and being at this event, you are becoming a part of our global hacker community, which comprises over 500,000 hackers just like you, which is awesome. By being at any one of Major League Hacking's events, everyone is earning points for their school in our season long contests and rankings. And if you want more points for your school, you should definitely get more folks involved in our events, such as, of course, the member events we have within the Hackathon League, our Global Hack Weeks, as well as hosted by MLH Hackathons. Speaking of Global Hack Weeks, do go ahead and join us for our next Global Hack Week. In order to do so, you just have to hop over to ghw.mlh.io. All right. So, yeah, we'd love to see you there. Global Hack Weeks are week long hacker festivals which are focused on learning, collaboration, and so on. They're amazing places to work and collaborate and just build some amazing projects. So, go ahead and join us at our next Global Hack Week. Now, let's talk a little about what exactly is happening at Hacks and Crafts 2. The next 48 hours will be jam packed with activities for every region, of course. And, a big part of that will be different mini events that we have throughout this weekend as well. So, let's talk a little about the mini events we have for Hats and Crafts too. First up, we have an origami mini event. Now, this is going to be a really, really cool event. We're going to have a ton of fun. It's also a great way to connect with other hackers, connect with the MLHers here. So do join us for this one at 9:30 p.m. IST. And of course, we've got the other times mentioned as well. Secondly, tomorrow we will have another really, really cool mini event. A fake artist goes to New York. I'm telling you, with these mini events, we have a ton of fun. So I definitely hope to see more of you folks there at these mini events. Last but not the least, we do have our Sneak cybersecurity challenge as well. Sneak is a platform that allows you to scan, prioritize, and fix security vulnerabilities in your own code. And we will use this little challenge, this mini event, to learn more about how you can expose hidden vulnerabilities in a web app using Sneak. And just by the way, if you go ahead and join us for the Sneak challenge, and you can try out detecting vulnerabilities in a CTF style, uncover hidden flags faster, and one of you might actually win a cool Lego set as well. So definitely do not miss out this one. Aside from that, we're gonna have one fun little hacker hangout tomorrow at 10:30 p.m. IST as well. And this is just a great place for you to come and relax and chat with us, as of course the title says. So we're going to have this hacker hangout in our Discord server, as you know, and we will keep informing about all of these activities there in our channels as well. Speaking of Discord, what else do we need to know about this weekend? Now, hosted by MLH Hackathons, all take place on the MLH community Discord. It is where you'll chat, ask questions, and meet with our hacker community. And if you're not already a part of the MLH community Discord, you can go ahead and do so now at discord.mlh.io. Just one thing to keep in mind, once you're there, please go ahead to the check-in channel we have. It will be called Hacks and Crafts to check-in. That's sort of what the name is going to be like. Make sure to go ahead, follow the steps to check in. By the way, of course, as a part of this hackathon, I know we've got some swags as well, right? And we want to make sure that we can know where we need to send you these swags. So, in order to get a chance to get some of our stickers and swags, please go ahead, register for this event here at hackbag/hacks and crafts to check into the event, and then make sure that your address is updated for this league season. All right. Having talked about swags, having talked about our Discord, I think it's a good idea to also discuss what tools we have this weekend, right? I do know for a fact that we've got a ton of resources that are going to help you build an awesome hackathon project. So, first up, we do have domain names from GoDaddy Registry. Um, you can go ahead, sign up for free at tech.study and get a free .co.base.us.study or .courses domain name for a year. You also get access to GoDaddy Registry's drag and drop website builder for 3 months. And just by the way, for all our APAC hackers, we also have a cool price category for the best domain name. So if you don't win this, you will get a hack from home kit courtesy of GoDaddy Registry. Now, of course, this makes a lot of sense for our web developers and so on. Now, if your interests lie a little more on the data end, uh, maybe machine learning, we have a really, really cool prize from Cohere. Cohere is, well, a natural language processing platform that you can use directly through the browser. You can go ahead, sign up for them, and get $75 worth of free credit. And if you use Cohere in your hack, you might just win an Arduino starter kit. Now, aside from, of course, Cohere and GoDaddy Registry, which assist people with machine learning, well, NLP in particular, and web developers. I think one of my favorite spaces for technology is the communication space. Being able to communicate with other people, with other humans through your applications can be so powerful. And in order to help you enable those functionalities in your applications, we've got Twilio here. Twilio has quite a few communications APIs to allow you to add email, phone calling, SMSing, and so on within your applications. You can go ahead, register, and get a Twilio account. And using the weekend code we have, you can get $50 worth of free credits as well. Um, by the way, if you do use Twilio in your hack, we do have a most creative use of Twilio prize category as well, which wins a nice little prize kit from Twilio. So again, another really cool track to try out. Of course, a lot of these offerings have been oriented with the web as it is today. But if we want to talk about and if we want to work with the web of tomorrow or a decentralized web, we've got DSO here as the official Web3 sponsor of the MLH Hackathon League. DSO is short for Decentralized Social, and it is the first blockchain custom built to scale up social media applications. So if you do end up using DSO, of course, you will get free credits for DSO to build with it as well. But aside from that, the winner of this category will receive $100 worth of DSO coin plus a DSO branded tumbler for each member. So yeah, definitely another category to check out. Last but not the least, we've got best use of Velo by Wix. And Velo allows you to add custom code to Wix, which is a fabulous low-code website, a web application generator. So if you go ahead and build a full-stack application using Velo by Wix, you can actually end up winning a Wacom drawing tablet, which is an awesome prize now, isn't it? So yeah, those are the sponsor prizes that we have for the weekend. Now, of course, aside from these, we've got some prizes that are exclusive and specific to this hackathon as well now, aren't they? So first up, we've got Hacking is Art prize, which is given for the most on-theme hack. And just by the way, aside from that, I did notice that we had a first-time hacker as well, right? So if you are beginner hackers, if this is your first time, we've got the My First Drafts project category, which is focused on teams with 50% or more first-time hackers. And both of these have nice, really cool prizes that you can check out on our dev post as well, which I will be referring to a little later. And of course, we've got our top three prizes. So yeah, those are our prize categories, the different tools that you can use across this weekend. Now, let's talk a little about what else is going on. Now, this weekend, we've got some hackathon starter kits. If you need help, if you need different ways to get started with your project, head over to hackpack/learn to try out one of our GitHub starter kits. And along with that, of course, aside from these starter kits, if you are a student, if you are learning to build, a fantastic offering that you can also check out is the GitHub Student Developer Pack, which features thousands of dollars worth of tools available for free for students. So These are amazing resources for you to learn and build some wonderful ideas that that you might have. Now, of course, along with that, as students, a big part of our journeys can also be internships, right? Getting work opportunities, working on larger scale projects and the real world. So we've got the MLH Fellowship up as well. The MLH Fellowship is a 12-week internship alternative that allows you the chance to work on production level software while getting mentorship and getting a chance to learn from experienced engineers at places like Meta, GitHub, Google. And this is entirely remote and flexible to your schedule. So if this is something that interests you, you should definitely go over to hackpack/MLH-fellowship and get yourself registered. Now, is there anything else that you might need to be successful this weekend? Um, this weekend, we do want you to submit a demo for sure. Uh, and just by the way, no matter how big or small your submission is, you may get, anyone who submits their project with a demo will get a customized iDemo sticker, which is specific to this particular event. So, yeah, please make sure to come ahead and submit a demo of your project, no matter how big or small. We want you to show off what you've built, regardless of the process, regardless of the progress. Now, let's talk a little about how we can create a great demo. A great demo video comprises a 2-minute demo showing us what you've built. We don't need a set of slides for this entire process. We just want to see what you've worked on, what you've built, and understand how this can be used by someone, right? Now, when you make your submission with the demo, please make sure to include a link to a public code repository. We do want to make sure that we can have a look at that. And, this is really for the judges to help evaluate, plus to make sure that, we are able to see that you've done this work across the weekend. Plus, it's honestly a great way for you to showcase your work out to the real world, get some feedback and so on. So please do submit a public code repository. And finally, make sure to submit at hacks-and-crafts-2.devpost.com by 3:30 p.m. IST on Sunday. Now, on a more serious note, MLH hackathons are a safe space for everyone. By being at this event, you are agreeing to the code of conduct, and this goes for all mentors, judges, and sponsors as well. You should definitely give it a read whenever you get a chance. The TLDR is to be respectful above all else. Any forms of harassment and abuse are not going to be tolerated. At digital events, it's important to remember that there is a human on the other side of the screen. And yes, boundaries exist, so please be mindful of connecting with people's online and social profiles without permission. Aside from that, people aren't necessarily ignoring you if they don't reply immediately. So please give them some time to get to your questions and messages. And just in case you're having an issue during the event, please come see someone. You can reach out to us, of course. And aside from that, we've got the incident's email as well as phone numbers on the link above that you can reach out to in case you don't find one of us. Let's make sure to keep in touch this weekend. And by the way, if you are posting around and tweeting around, we do want to see all the stuff you're doing, right? So do stay in touch with us and make sure to tag us as you're active across the weekend. Now, does anyone have any questions, any concerns? If you want to ask how you can get started, we're going to have a live Q&A after this as well. So please feel free to drop your questions in the chat now. As far as this event goes, my advice is really going to be to just team up and have fun and focus on the learning, focus on the growth. That's something I'm going to add in there, right? Because I honestly, as a developer, I learned a lot through hackathons. I learned while building at these, while learning at these. They helped me grow a lot. So focus on the learning, focus on the growth, and yeah, just enjoy yourself. By the way, just another little ad, in case you are posting about on social media, please do go ahead and use the hashtag we have here. We would love to keep an eye out and see the amazing work you're doing throughout. So yeah, that being said, thanks a lot for being a part of the opening ceremony, and I'm not gonna go ahead and move to the live Q&A. All right, let me go ahead and let me scroll up and see if we've got any questions here. All right. Um, at the moment, so as far as looking at the community points goes, we don't have a way to have a look at them publicly right now. My suggestion is really just go ahead, keep working. It's not a very big issue, and just focus on the work you're doing. That should be totally all right. Aside from that, going forward, yeah, the Discord link is there. In case anyone hasn't joined, please go ahead and do that. That is the link to follow. Please do not use the discord.gg link. I did see that in the chat, but that is a link we're not using anymore. The official community Discord link is discord.mlh.io. So this weekend we do not have app right. In case there is one on the DevPost page, I'll go ahead and double check once. But from what I understand, that is not a prize we have this weekend. Thank you so much for sharing the video on DevPro submissions. Aside from that, of course, if anyone has any doubts, you can feel free to reach out to me during the weekend as well. And I know we're going to have a little chat closer towards the end of the hackathon on Sunday about submitting. So that's another place where you can join and learn about submissions. No, I don't believe that is Bob Ross on the sticker. Yeah. Can a single team win multiple titles? It is possible, for sure. However, I will say when you build out your hackathon projects, and you work on your ideas, rather than forcing a hack to add as many tracks as possible, figure out your idea, look at your challenges, and then use the tracks based on what actually helps you solve these problems. Right? Otherwise, you end up adding way too many things that may not actually be relevant to your idea, and yeah, that kind of makes it a little bloated, and it could cause a lot of trouble for you during your development process as well. So please go ahead and when you're working on the idea, um, focus on the idea and then figure out what tracks can be fitted there. Is Bob Ross on the sticker? Actually, I tell you what, let's give it a look once again, because now that you mention it, I was just looking back and I think that's actually interesting. Um, I think yes, there is some inspiration there. That's a really, really good catch. So yeah, you could win a sticker with Bob Ross up there. So the mini events that we have are going to be the ones that we've seen earlier. We've got some arts events for sure, and of course, Bob Ross is a fabulous activity. But I think we've got some other ones we want to try out as well. So do go ahead and participate in those for sure. As far as Swags delivery goes, so I know the process takes a few weeks, um, a little more than a month from what I understand. Uh, if you have further shipping questions, you can reach out at shippingquestions@mlh.io. They can definitely help you out further. Aside from that, we've also got our channels here in the server, so you can go ahead and message us there as well to talk more about swags and so on. Is it mandatory? So that's a great question. This actually is not mandatory for hackers to use. When we provide these different tools and services, these are great ways to add, because they do make your life as a hacker easier throughout the weekend. So they could allow you to build a lot quicker. And we've got some prizes for each of these tools that we've got. But that being said, these aren't mandatory to use, and when we look at the top three prizes as well as the hackathon specific prizes, these aren't going to be it's not something that we're uh, considering a blocker. So if you don't want to use them, you can build out hackathon, your project without these as well. But yeah, they're made to make your life easier. So it's going to be great if you do end up trying out one of these. Where am I? I'm in Bangalore in India right now. So the Arduino starter kits are a part of our Cohere track. That is the one. And if you do use Cohere in your hackathon, build with it and implement their NLP offerings, you might end up winning an Arduino starter kit. All right. I don't think I see any more questions at the moment. Does anyone have any further questions here? All right. So as I said earlier, for specific shipping related questions, you should message shipping questions at mlh.io. Let me throw in that email ID there. They can help you out a lot better with questions around reception of your prices. If you're unable to join the Discord, are you not able to join through our community server, the community Discord link? That is the link that you will, that lets us that lets you join the Discord server. But if you still are unable to join in, we can have a chat separately as well on Twitter. That is my handle. So if you can try out the link once, if you need to join the MLS Discord server, but if you're unable to, just ping me there and we can have a conversation going forward from there. All right. So from what I understand, there is a temporary issue on the Discord sign up link that isn't your fault, and the team is working on that right now. The max limit to submit a project. So the deadline for the hackathon will be around 3:30 p.m. on Sunday, 3:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time. That is all right. So that's the deadline that we'll have, and we will keep you updated throughout the weekend on the amount of time you have. Actually, I'll tell you what. Considering that I'm seeing that that there is an app rate category on DevPost, let me check back. But from what I understand at the moment, there isn't an app rate category, so that might be up there incorrectly. But let me double check once. All right. So yeah, I just double checked with the team that was up there incorrectly, and app rate is not deployed this weekend. That being said, if someone is interested and is using it anyway, feel free to bring about doubts regarding that. Um, no, that's not true. You can have a team of multiple members. That's totally all right. Typically, a good amount of people for a team is 3 to 4 people, but you can have multiple members in the team. That's totally not an issue. I mean, you can still check it out. That's totally all right. I know the new console is really nice, but you can always check it out and try some stuff. It'd be nice to see if someone does end up using app, right? Yes, we do have some mini events. I did share about one earlier. I shared about a few of them earlier in the slides. So if you missed out, you can check out the recording later on as well on YouTube. And yes, I will be there at the origami mini event as well as a couple of the ones tomorrow. So yeah, we'll meet each other at the mini events. So from what I remember, yes, you can submit multiple projects. However, that's not something I personally recommend, and that is because when you work on multiple projects for the weekend, it does divide your mind space onto different tracks at the same time, which isn't always the best idea, right? Because in my opinion, if you spend all your time focusing on making sure that you've got one idea working properly, that in my opinion works out a lot better than um, having multiple ideas and multiple solutions. That can get cumbersome. So I recommend working on a single idea. But yeah, that being said, you can work on multiple projects. Well, the origami event's going to be really interesting, where we're going to be trying out some origami there, and hopefully some of us will come up with some really really cool craft work. So fingers crossed for that. Well, you could work on an idea and build out a project there. It could be web based, um, ML apps, whatever you like. You can work and create a solution based on your favorite tech. So it's really not limited. You could just work on whatever you want. That'd be really cool to see whatever you come up with. And yeah, of course, pick a single idea, work on that. That would be great. It could solve a problem. It could be something really, really fun. Either way, where we'd love to see what you come up with. Um, it doesn't necessarily have to solve a problem. It could just be something fun as well. So again, no limits there. It's up to your creativity. All right. Wow. I think so. We've had our opening ceremony going on for a little while now. So do we have any last questions before we close this off? Because we've got the origami event coming up very very shortly as well. Well, we do love Blahaj. So yeah, awesome. Job well done there. All right. So at the moment, I don't see further questions. So I'm going to let the opening ceremony come to a close now. That being said, if anyone has any further queries, please go ahead and ping us in the MLS Discord server. We've got all of us, of course, and as well as this time, there's a nice little change. So if any of you need to reach out to the mentors, just as we've got the active MLHers tag to reach out to us, we've got an active mentors tag this weekend as well that you can use to reach out to mentors. So go ahead. Feel free to reach out to us in case you have any trouble throughout the weekend. We're all there to help out. And yeah, thank you so much for joining us. It's great to have you here. It's great to interact with everyone. And I really can't wait to see what you all build. Thank you so much. Take care and have a great weekend. Bye bye.